All right, welcome to another Deconstruction Gaming live stream. We are back in the last Starship. Tonight we are going to try to tackle as much of the story content as we can. So let's go ahead and load this up. And we have 3 stories. 2 of them have new bits and pieces. So the first one, if we look at our map here, is we have the new story, Deep Space Industrialists. Hey, Geeky, how you doing? We have an addition to The Trouble with Tiddlets, and then we have Black Hole Sun, which I don't think there are any changes to. So that is our plan. I think we'll start with the Deep Space Industrialists, and then because that is brand new. And then they said they've added a part 2 and a part 3 to The Trouble with Tiddlets. Now, my question is going to be if those are the same as what were in the older alphas or not. We shall see. So that's new to Alpha 12. And then this I don't think has changed. Yeah, not doing too bad. Just got done with some work and starting a little bit earlier than normal. Going to try to get done in time to watch the basketball game with my son. All right, hold on. The audio drivers are reloading themselves. And then we should have audio here. All right, looks like audio is going out to the stream. I can't hear it, but we'll get that fixed here in a second. Yeah, you can actually consolidate stuff down quite a ways. Have you seen any results yet? There we go. Now we got audio. Like, have you uploaded any yet to see if they're getting better views or retention or anything? Or are you still just trying it out? It's a good idea. For me, it's a time thing. So, okay. Before we start the stories, let's go ahead and check our fuel ship. It's cranking out fuel for us here. Again, notice these numbers aren't changing fast. They are going up. So we're making a little more gas than we're using. We're refining a little more gas than we're using. And then over here, we're definitely making fuel. We have now 68,000 fuel on board. Let's see. Let's go ahead and 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's 40. For 1, for 2, for 3, for 4, 45, 46, 49. Let's see if we can just sell. Okay, cool. So it does match. I didn't know if it would try to sell it from the other ship or not. All right, let's go ahead and sell all that. Yeah, it's a great idea. We're getting a weird error. YouTube is not receiving enough data. You're getting 8 megabits, YouTube. I don't know what you're griping about. Let's see, stream health. Okay, let's see if it recovers. On my end, it looks like we're doing okay, so. Yeah, no, I think it's a great idea. It's one of those that I really probably should do. So yeah, actually, getting focused in and making some videos that way. Okay, so nothing, we didn't get a thing here. So the other thing that we can sell here are FTL charges. So let's keep 25. So we'll sell 71. Okay. We're going to go ahead and crank the speed up here to get both of these done. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense because it's like if you cut it down to essentially just the action bits, right? As opposed to all the in-between matches, all the just downtime or even during the match, the more boring parts or the walking parts, I could see where you could actually get it down to a much tighter thing. It's something that I know I probably should do. Again, a lot of times it just comes down to time. Time to do it versus want to do it are two different things. Okay, cool. That one released, so we're good there. Let's see how this one's doing. Like this part here, right? Like, I could just say I sold 79 whatever. You don't necessarily have to watch this. It's not the... You know, I could do this, I guess, make it more interesting. I don't know if that's helping anything or not. But yeah, I could definitely say, you know, it's not the most exciting of gameplay, you know, going on right here. Yeah, I can understand that. Yeah, work for me was interesting today. We ran as normal. Here in the States, obviously, it's a holiday week. We have Thanksgiving on Thursday. So you can already start to feel people, I don't want to say checking out, but, you know, there were less people around. I work for a school, so I think a lot of them had already started their holiday travel plans and stuff like that. My first class was probably about half. Second one was up to about 3/4 of the normals, and the third one was probably half-ish. Okay, so we're at 1.7 million. My neighborhood goes a little crazy for Halloween, so we get plenty of that. So, okay, so let's go ahead and jump into this system, and we shall see. So this is brand new. I haven't even done this on another save. This will be the first time that I see it as well. So let's go ahead and actually, I want to do one more thing. I'm gonna do one ship upgrade if they have enough here. Yeah, let's get 4 thrusters. It'll just make the ship a little more maneuverable. Come on, snap into place. Can I not put one there? The engine's probably blocking it. Remember, because I moved the engines. So... I could put it out there. We could just front mount them. Let's just front mount them for right now. There we go. We'll check our cabling. All right. We still have our broken drone stuck to the side of our ship, but that's okay. Okay, now let's go ahead and we'll prepare our jump. And our thrusters will come online. And hopefully we'll get more thrust. All right, so UMC Astral Temptress, we're leaving here. That's our gathering ship. Yeah, Christmas, Halloween are big here. Obviously Thanksgiving, definitely more of an American. A late present. I'm sure they didn't expect anything in return. All right, let's see what we got here. Let's see. Let's turn. Yeah, I'll leave me on for right now. All right, Alexander James Ellistar. My name is Alexander James Ellistar, and I'm the chairman and founder of AGA. Well, nice name. Industries. I have a business proposition for you. If you'd be interested in setting up a production facility for me, I believe with some luck and a good deal of hard work, we can both make substantial returns. All right, so this matches, I'm hoping, the way that I'll be able to do this, because I'm thinking about setting up a ship that is basically a space station that'll be my industry research hub, and we're going to build it completely differently. I'm hoping that's what this leads to. So, all right, if anybody's watching, let me know if the stream is buffering, because it's still telling me, like, all the indications are I'm sending out plenty of data. Yeah, okay. I think it's just misreporting from YouTube. It's giving me a big yellow error message. Oh, there, it finally went away. Okay, cool. I just refreshed the page and now it's okay. So anyway, what I'm hoping to do in this one is actually set up basically almost more of a base as opposed as a ship. But we'll see if that's what it supports. We'll follow the story. Please give me a call to discuss the details. Aren't we on a call right now? What's your deal? Call X. I do like to see them using their interface. Does that show up in here? Attack. No, it's not a contract yet. So they're treating this as a different UI element than the contracts. All right, well, let's go ahead and give him a call, I guess. So now it says calling instead of hailing. Do I have to click it to connect? You are already aware, but there are big plans underway within the sector. There are designs to build something incredible. A transportation system with near infinite range requiring state-of-the-art manufacturing facility. So what this is we did the Star... Is it not even on our bar yet? Yeah, it's not on our bar yet. We did the Stargate project in the Alpha 11. It's just something you do. There was no... what we call a herald quest, right? So this is what's called a herald quest to lead you to something. So before it was just you just did it because you knew it was there. So this is adding more detail to us. So I kind of like to see that. A Stargate big enough for our most massive fleets, shuttling humanity between galaxies as if they were nothing but neighboring stars. A new multi-galactic era for humanity. In all my years, I've never known so much capital to be allocated to one project. There is a golden opportunity here for us, but the barriers to entry are high. I have the assets, the capital, and the facilities that we need to fulfill the Andromeda Project's massive ambitions. All right, this is interesting. Sadly, my days of running the shop floor in person are long behind me. I need a floor manager, somebody who will oversee the day-to-day operations for me. And my years of experience have taught me to spot talent when I see it. Here's my proposal. I'll provide the factory station and the seed capital so you are fully funded. You'll set up the production facility for me and oversee day-to-day operations, manufacturing parts for the Andromeda Project. Oh, wait, so they might be taking this in a completely different direction than what it was before. Before, you essentially just had to figure all this out on your own. We'll see. Well, this is interesting. We'll split the profits 50-50. And believe me when I say there'll be plenty to go around. I'm not worried about money. We saw last time, like, we could run missions all day long, or you can just spend a half an hour mining out some precious ore and selling that and be a millionaire. So that's probably a balance point they're going to have to fix at some point, where the, the profits, should precious ore be worth so much, and we'll see where it goes. So, all right. So accept Alexander's proposal. Well, do I have a choice? Well, it shows up on our map. Is it in our contracts yet? Okay, so it is now listed in here. I have accept or accept as my choices. Okay, again, I call these things out not for anything negative to the developers. Actually, as an alpha, this has been a very, very stable game. I don't think if I've crashed, it's very rare, but I don't know that I've ever crashed. I've gotten some funky things where a reload has fixed it, but not really a crash. I don't know if in the future they're going to let you decline this. Actually, can we save? Yeah, let's save here. I don't know if the second accept will do something different than the first accept. So let's try the second accept just to see what happens. Yeah, it seemed to have worked. Yeah, we accepted. All right. Wonderful news. I'm very happy you've agreed to partner with me on this. My factory space station is in position nearby, ready for us to use as our base of operations. This is the AJE Foundry, a wonderful industrial facility perfect for our needs. I'll just need to provide you with some access codes so you can assume control of the facility. So it's funny because last night after we played, I get that sometimes, trying to decide, what to play. This looks a little beat up, though. I mean, look at the graphic here. Anyway, I was trying to decide how I was going to design this station. Like I was imagining like a cargo hold, an industrial sector, a research sector. But they might decide some of that for us here. Look at that. For years, I manufactured engines and FTL drives right here for every fleet that passed through the sector. It's already fallen into disrepair. Your first job is to send over a skeleton crew and establish basic power generation and life support. I had the previous crew box up some of the unusable equipment. You should find the parts you need are already in storage. There was one of the alphas. This is how you started, actually. You like reclaim some of this old equipment. Here, like ruined equipment. It turns into metal, and then you can use that metal to make things. So they're going back to, I think, some older ideas, but bringing them into a more modern mode or something like that. So I kind of like to see that. Add crew to the station. Install reactor. Install air duct. Pressurized facility. Okay, so basically, we're getting a ship up and moving. Now, first thing I notice is this thing has no ability to maneuver. So I'm thinking we may just turn this into a solar powered if we can. Just move it with thrusters because it should never have to leave this sector. The Stargate should get built here, but I'd like to move it away from here. So, okay. Well, let's see. Let's go ahead. We have the money. Now, why I have to provide all this, what do we have? Okay, we've got air ducts. Let's go ahead and pause here. Tanks, medium tanks, oxygen loaders, fuel loaders, reactors, air ducts. Those are all real equipment. This is all old equipment. We've got assembly table, fabricators, and a smelter. So we got some industrial stuff. That was at one point a FTL drive. Those were batteries. We got scrap. Even the walls are torn up. We do have a ladder. Those were loaders. That was a battery. Can't remember what that graphic is. Might be the not the fabricator table, but the other thing that goes into the fabricator table. Do I have one? Reactor, fuel loader, oxygen loader, medium tank. No, I think it's the fabricator. The assembly table is the big one. Okay, so let's get a little lay of our land. We've got some inside walls here I think we might end up removing. We are going to need to set up, I want to set up some research because let's see if they've changed anything here. I'd like to get to the point where we can build our own track. This looks to be the same. I also want to do some experiments to see if putting like 1 researcher or 5 research on it makes a difference on speed. So down here, we're probably going to turn it into, we're going to need cargo, manufacturing, research. What else would go over here? Actually, I'd like to make one of these pods, I think, hydroponics. Actually see if we can grow food. Because it does say in the patch notes that they've doubled the amount of food that you get. So so I think we'll do that as well. All right, so I'm thinking life support over here. We want to put our manufacturing abilities near one of the portals. Hey, man, get some rest. Yeah, have a good one. You too, my friend. Take it easy. So I'm thinking we want manufacturing so they don't have to move the raw materials and the manufactured goods very far. So I think we'll make this down here manufacturing. We can turn this into hydroponics and research, and we can turn this into, I guess, engineering. So it'll be our reactors, our water system, actually water might go over with the hydroponics. And we can add to the station if we want to as well. Okay, let's go ahead and get started here. So we're going to need some crew. You know what? We can now get rid of crew. So let's just do 10. We can always get rid of them later. You can now fire crew, right? You can do it through selling the crew, but all right. And then let's see, what do we have? We have a tank, smelter, tank, reactor. We got some loaders, fabricators, air ducts. All right, so let's go ahead and get the rest of our stuff. So we're going to do this in 2 stages. Stage 1, we want to get our crew onto the ship. Stage 2, we'll go ahead and start buying bits and pieces. So for us splitting the profits, I guess he gave me the ship. That's like millions. So my 79,000 contribution here isn't crazy. All right, so we should see a shuttle coming in. There's the shuttle. I don't think we're going to have to transfer anything over from this ship, but oh man, not looking good in tactical mode. But we'll bring that ship over just in case. Is it beat up? No, it doesn't look like it. All right. Okay, so our crew are in spacesuits, so they will live for a while. All right, so let's start looking at what we need. Let's see. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we'll just get 25 for now. We can move stuff over later. Wood? Holy cow. Water. 25 of that. Oh, I think I already bought the thrusters for my other ship. Oh, there's 4 more. Okay, so we're going to get thrusters. I'm not going to put an engine on. If I can help it, I don't want to use fuel. We're going to use some fuel to get up and running with the reactor, but I'd like to get out of the reactor as soon as we can. So let's go ahead and grab solar panels. Because if we can convert it over to its all energy, get some batteries as well. Okay, propulsion. We shouldn't need anything else for right now. Let's grab both loaders. We have an air duct, right? Yeah, we have 1 air duct. CO2 scrubber, spacesuit pod, waste treatment, water purifier, air reprocessor. We'll worry about that later. 25 of that. Shouldn't need anything in defense. Don't need it. Don't need it. We'll stick with... let's get a second smelter. Don't need it. Don't think we'll need those. Let's get 6 of those. 6, because we already have 1, so I'll give us 6 of those. We'll grab all the robot arms and track that we can get. Yeah, let's grab all the raw materials. I don't know what we'll need. Shouldn't need drones. Tanks we want. We're 1 million in. Oh, holy cow, we're almost spent all of our money. All right, we might have to slow this down just a little bit. All right, so let's go with... We really don't need... We don't need quite all of those yet. Okay. We can get more later. Don't need it. We want to go there, but we'll do that as phase 2. All right. Now, the other thing we have to do is we're going to have to find storage for all this stuff. So right now, we're just going to put in cargo storage up here. Equipment storage. We've already got some equipment stored here, so we'll put equipment storage there. Yeah, and in the hallway is our overflow. Same thing over here. All right, so we'll start. Oh, are those hull breaches? Oh no, that's our. You know what that is? That's the drones from our other ship, I think. Yeah, fixing the hull. So that's cool. I'm glad I brought it over here. All right, so they will now offload all of the equipment. I guess they're also cleaning up all of the scrap and stuff like that. So let's give them a little more place to store stuff. We'll make this bottom part storage as well. And then we do have 10 crew. So if we start dismantling all of that, and I think we're at a shipyard, so we should be able to take out these broken walls. Let's do the same thing over here. We might put them back in. All right, let's make this match. All right. I think structurally we're fine. Now it's just a matter of... All right, let's speed them up a little bit. We've got to offload all this equipment that we bought. And then we'll start building out our temporary electrical system up here. I wish they'd put this tile in so you could put this tile. It looks really cool if you run like the cables underneath it, I think. Yeah. That looks pretty cool. Like if we run cables and pipes, right, it kind of shows through the floor. So I think that's cool. All right, did we dismantle that one? I don't know that we did. Okay, so for right now, let's go ahead. The first thing we need to do is get our electrical system up and running. So let's go ahead and put a reactor in. This is all going to be temporary. So what we're going to do is we're just going to do that. We're going to put a small tank in to feed it. And then we will put a loader in. Pipe that up. And then we'll go ahead and install at least our temporary oxygen system here. Air reprocessor. Alright, let's slow the speed back down here. Where are you? Air reprocessor. This is just me being picky. I like to line up my components. All right, small tank. And then CO2 scrubber. All right, so CO2, oxygen, power. Okay, install, pressurize the facility. That's what we're up to. Oh, wait. We're missing one more component. We need to get oxygen into our system. So we will install our other loader. All right. So we probably didn't need to purchase all the stuff that we purchased. Really, you could put the oxygen loader and the air duct, and that's all you needed to meet the requirements of the story. But we're going to go ahead and plan ahead a little bit. All right. We've got oxygen. Oxygen's loading into the tank. The air duct will start to pressurize this room. You'll notice with the doors will eventually let pressure through once this room gets to a certain thing. Now we do have the opportunity. We can come in here. And so how that one popped on. We can close the vents. We talked about this a little bit last time. That's going to pressurize just this room. Right? So you notice these aren't going up anymore. If we open the vents, you'll see this air is going down and these are going up. So if we close the vents again, so if you had a hull breach, you could actually contain it a little bit more. If we want to go crazy, we can just open all the doors. So will that get up to 100 if I don't let the air out of this room? When they walk through the doors, it opens up. All right, now let's open all the doors and see if it drops back down. Okay, so you can see now, I opened all the doors. It's now flowing equally. Now, if we close the doors, you're going to notice that this room is going to pressurize. So the vents will let some air through, but you're going to see it cascades, right? Like this is at 75, that's at 50, that's at 50. Are my vents? Let's open the vents. So you'll see this one is going up now. That's at 53, that's at 64. Right, so it works its way through slowly. Okay, so open all the doors, close all the doors. All right, let's see what Alexander James feels. We need to tidy up the mess, but nothing needs to be wasted. We can recycle all of the raw materials found on the station. I already started doing that. There's an industrial smelter among the boxed equipment. Install it and power it up. Then set it to recycling all the scrap metal. This will give us an early supply of metal ingots, a critical resource in So I like that they're walking you through the industrial side. So this story is designed to basically teach you how the manufacturing part of the game works. Going to be the key to this facility turning a profit. Set up a storage zone for scrap metal near your smelter and another for the metal ingots that come out. Our crew will waste a lot less time carrying goods. Yeah, so these are all good tips, actually. Okay, so let's go ahead and... It looks like we've already dismantled some stuff. All right, so let's go into recycle mode. Is there anything over here? Let's get it all. We'd like to have a nice... Oh, no. That one's actually okay. Okay, let's see. For right now, we'll turn this side into smelting. So let's install... Right now, we're not going to worry too much about automation. All right, I'm going to do some things that are not on our list. Removes it from your ship and places it in a box so you can install it later. Oh, I must have took something down. I don't know what I got rid of that was... Maybe because I accidentally clicked on there. I don't know. Okay, let's see. Oh, maybe that's just a tip. Set this melter of scrap metal. This equipment is ruined, so you... Oh, no, this is the telling me how to do the stuff. Okay. So you'll receive scrap metal when you dismantle it. Any equipment can be dismantled by left-clicking. You can stop dismantling by clicking the dismantle button or closing the construction menu. Oh, nope, keep going. Let's see the scrap metal to produce metal ingots. Smelter, right-click on the smelter. Scrap metal. The smelter will now start producing metal ingots after it has finished heating up. All right, well, let's go ahead and do the storage bits. So we'll go ahead and put scrap metal there, metal ingots there. All right. If I could draw your attention to the schematic issued by the Andromeda project, you can see it actually quite a simple part. This is just a structural framework onto which they build everything. Scrap, smelt, ingots, fabricate, frames, assemble, package start. Okay. So that's like one of the first items that you have to build. So do kind of like this as well, you know, giving us a schematic. It'd be nice if you could reference this later. So we'll see if if it's in the history, because if you don't know this, it is kind of nice to have a visual reference like that. These parts in just 2 stages out of metal ingots. I've left a box fabricator and assembly table on the station. Set them up next to each other, ideally near the metal ingots. Once they're installed, set the fabricator to manufacture frames and set the assembly table to specialize them into finished Stargate frames. It's simple stuff, but eventually we'll need huge throughput. They want us to provide an initial batch of 10 Stargate frames for certification. They'll inspect our work and will be approved as official partners in the Andromeda Project. So they've renamed it as well. It used to be called Stargate Project. It shouldn't take too long. If you run out of metal, remember you can recycle more of the ruined equipment around the facility. Yeah, we've already done that. All right, sector map. Have they added it? No, it hasn't been added here yet. Okay. So we're going to do a couple of things here. I want to install thrusters. One, two, three. Well, it won't quite fit in the center, so 1, 2. All right, let's just run this like this. Okay, there we go. We now have a power cube. All right, so with this, I'm going to just take this ship. And we're just going to pull away from the station here a little bit. It's just easier, especially with outside work. So all I'm doing now is just using the thrusters. So they just run on electrical power. Let's check our power grid. So you can see we're not pulling more than our reactor can do. Now, we're not fast by any means. But it does give us some capacity. I think we'll get 4 more. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 will give us the ability to move. Okay. So now we can deal with our space station kind of out here. So one of the first things we want to do here is decide how we want to run our solar panels. Now you can make a case we could put them on the inside here. Like if we scaffold up this inside, we could fill it with solar panels. Let's see how well they fit. All right, so if we want to put thrusters in here, we can't do that, but we could put 1, 2, 3, 4. So if part of me wants to put them on the outside, running out away from the station. To me, that makes more sense. Ooh, this is a candidate. We could put them on this side, so we can get 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. So actually we can get 3 solar panels in each of these little bays. Let's do that. Okay, so solar panels have to be placed outside. You can't put them inside, but you need the scaffolding to place them. And then you also need scaffolding to run wires. So we're going to have a scaffolding running where that red dot is. So we need a scaffold that is 2 away. So let's do this. Let's go ahead and now we should be able to go into erase mode. This is new, liking it. All right, so we'll do that, space, that. Let's see what that looks like. And then we can install our solar panel on that, and we've got a scaffold that the power will run on. All right, so we'll put 1, 2, 3 in there. Oh, we weren't in symmetrical mode, so I'll have to do the same thing over here. So symmetrical mode, this way you can add symmetrical mode, right? Like I can click it right there, but it's not on by default. So, all right, let's go ahead and add that in. Add that in, erase that, install our solar panel. So this one we're going to have to rotate so it will also line up. Okay. And then what we'll do is we'll just run cables through that section, and then we can tie them into our power grid. Cables tied in. Okay. Okay, so what's happening now? Our crew will go outside. They'll install the solar panels in their little spacesuits, and they'll go back in the airlock. All right, so now if we check our power grid, these should generate 60. Should be 10 apiece. 10, 20, 30. So we got 60 megawatts of power. And we are using how much? 39, 42, 46. So we're actually... Now, we don't have our... Do we have our smelters up and running yet? Yeah, smelters are up and running with that. So, let's go ahead and, for right now, we're just going to shut our reactor down so we're not using fuel. And we should have enough power. Okay. Now, the next thing we're going to do is, for right now... We'll put some batteries in there. And then that'll give us, so we don't lose power. So they should just slowly charge. So any power we're not using now will go over to the batteries. And then if we see our batteries start to drain, we know we're not generating enough power. I know we're going to have to put more solar panels on than this. So I'll have to decide maybe there and there. There and there. Depending on what we do with our thrusters, we could actually make this whole center section solar panels, and then we could put thrusters maybe, like we could put thrusters there and there in the corners, maybe just run solar across the center here. We'll see. Okay. So now that we have that done, let's go ahead and work on a couple of other things. Install a fabricator, set up fabricator, 2 frames, install assembly table. Okay, so let's just get the base version of this done for the story. Now, we could automate this. Let's do a little bit of automation. Not a ton, but a little bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with the final piece, the assembly table. Something they did add for Alpha 12, you'll notice that green square. That represents where a person, a crew member, has to stand to operate the table, right? So we can't put it in the wall here, right? They need that space to operate. All right, so we'll just put that there. Then we need a fabricator. We'll put that there. For automation, we're just going to put a short robot arm that will take whatever's here and automatically put it there. So a crew member doesn't have to do that. Also for automation, we will put a couple pieces of track. All right, so let's get power down to this. And then what we're going to do is we're going to convert this over to any cargo. We're also going to convert that over to any cargo. I want to do that because these metal ingots, now I want to force them to move them to a certain spot. So let's talk about that in a second. Set fabricator to frames, and then set assembly table to Stargate frames, manufacture Stargate frames of 10. Okay, so what we're going to do here is this. We're going to say metal ingot. I'm going to put the storage on that square. Because it's under track, when they put it on it, the track is going to run. Right, so you see, I think they can get 3. Yep, you can get 3 on the 2 squares, so they kind of stack up a little bit. Now that one's blocking them from moving another one. So once we turn this on, make frame, so it takes 5 ingots, takes 10 seconds to make a frame. This, we've got a Stargate frame. It takes 2 frames and takes 20 seconds. So we're at a deficit here, right? Like, so if it takes 2 frames, 20 seconds, let's check this, hold on. A frame, 10 seconds, 2 frames in 20 seconds. This wants, no, okay, actually it's right. This will take 2 frames, which is 20 seconds of manufacturing, and then it takes 20 seconds to make the Stargate frame. In that time, the assembly table will have made 2 more frames. So, okay, so let's go ahead and crank up our fabricator. So now you'll see the arm grabs the metal, and this does it by itself. Because that metal moved, you saw the guy move another box down. So there'll always be 3 in the hopper. So if your crew's busy, this will keep manufacturing, and then they'll catch up later. We'll set this to Stargate frames. So now you'll see the arm automatically takes the output of this and puts it into the input of this. Last thing we're going to do here is we're just going to put a short arm here, and then we'll grab the manufactured good out of here and just put it on the floor. And then we'll set up a storage space for Stargate frame. And you don't want to put it here. If you put it in the output section, your crew will not move it. But if you put it in a blank thing, they will then move it to here to store it, right? All right, so let's see if this is all working now. So metal goes in, metal turns into a frames. Once we have 2 frames in here, this guy builds it, moves it out here. Then they moved it there. So now this is waiting. It's waiting for the frames to get put in there. Theoretically, our other people could be doing the movement, but we have 2 frames. So that is essentially the manufacturing way. Now, you can get more complex than this, right? I could run this over to another storage spot with track. But this is a simple little system for building stuff. All right, so we'll go ahead and let's go ahead and speed this up. While they're building stuff, we'll check in on our ships. Make sure they have food and such. So let's go ahead and sell fuel. They'll help fund our Stargate project. How's our cruiser doing? Yeah, we must have run out of... Alright, so let's give this ship something to do here. I'm going to slow back down. So we need Tillium ore. What do we have out here? Metallic. I do want to make a mining ship. Probably to supplement our fleet here. All right, there's plenty of metallic stuff here. Precious, that will make us money. So if we have to do that, we can. Lots of precious. Copper. Precious. Copper, precious. Alright, looks like there's just this one Tillium spot. There's a lot of it there, though, it looks like. Tillium. Oh, there's metallic here as well. But that one looks to be Tillium. 63, 61, 37. I can't tell which ones are Tillium, but... Alright, we'll go ahead and bring this guy down here. We're going to turn off mining and gathering, because I don't want him doing it without our permission. So, alright, we'll send him over there. Check in on our stargates. So we've got 6 going. Actually, you know what? We can go ahead. It will make things a little quicker if we... Let's just put a section of scrap metal in here. Then they'll move it out of general cargo. Let's check our power grid. So we're still doing okay. 60 megawatts is keeping our batteries charged. So we'll expand our solar panels. Oh, there's 2 more available. So we'll grab them both. Batteries. Batteries are available. And thrusters are available. Alright. That'll be our next upgrade. Okay. Let's get our cruiser started here. So we will go ahead and... I think that one's going to be Tillium. We'll find out real quick here once we fire this up. Yep, green popped out. So let's go ahead and go into gather mode here. And out come our drones. Okay. And then what we'll do is we're just going to let this ship sit over here now. Let's go ahead and... No, let's keep the FTL manufacturing going. Actually, we're almost out of isotopes, so that will only run for so long anyway. Alright, back to this story. Deliver Stargate frames. Alright, let's go ahead and... We're just going to shut this down for now, because I don't know what it wants us to do next. Now, the cool part about the way this used to work, we'll see if it's still the same, is we'll get paid. Like, you used to just sell them, and it would give you credit towards it. We'll see if they've changed that. Alright, so there our crew jumps into action. We do have 10 crew and 10 frames, so I don't know where the other 2 crew people are. Oh, we made 2 extras, that's why. Alright, Stargate window unlocked. So there we go. So it's still called Stargate, even though it's Andromeda Project. So Andromeda Project representative. This is a message from for the AGE Foundry. Is that what we're named? Yeah. We've received your samples and can report they have passed comfortably within our engineering tolerances. You are formally approved as licensed industry partners and may now manufacture all items in our design manifest. Now manufacture all. That, I think that's a little bit of a typo, but again, not overly critical right now. Batches and completed parts may now be submitted to the Andromeda Project through the open marketplace. You will find our buyers ready to release funds for any parts manufactured. Okay, so that's going to work the same. Thank you for your endeavors and good luck. Excellent. Let's have a look at the manifest that he mentioned and see what is required next. Select the Stargate. So again, more tutorial. I'm happy to see this. Select the Stargate button in your toolbar to open the Stargate screen. So they've added that. The Stargate screen displays everything you need to manufacture to complete the phase. So 200 Stargate frames. I don't remember it being that high. Oh, no, we did phase 1 already. Okay, so phase 2. Phase 3. I think they changed these. These feel different. Phase 4. I think that was the same. Phase 5. Receivers, isotopes. Phase 6. Transmitter. And then 7, 8, 9, and 10 are not implemented yet. So that's mostly the same. The numbers might have changed a little bit. For whatever reason, these seem higher to me. I might just be a false memory. Those seem about the same, though. All right, so it's 200 Stargate frames. Each component you need to manufacture is on the left. Placing your mouse over the component icon shows how to produce it. Oh, that's kind of cool. Stargate frame... Creating an assembly table, required resources 2 frames, duration 20 seconds. Okay. The Stargate's construction is split into phases, with each phase requiring more and more resources. You have just completed phase 1. To complete phase 2, we need to continue manufacturing Stargate frames. Instead of 10, we now need 200 with an exclamation point. Sell your frames at the trading post to submit them to the Andromeda project. You can now close the Stargate screen. It looks like it's just a bulk order of the part we already provided. We need to make 200 more Stargate frames. We've already manufactured them, but we'll need to scale up the production or else this will take forever. All right, so we got 600,000 to buy more equipment, essentially. I'm releasing some of the seed money to you. 600,000 should be enough for you to buy all the equipment we need to scale up. Remember, this isn't a gift. I still own the station and all the equipment on board. I suggest you buy more smelters, more fabricators, more assembly tables, a couple of each at least. All that equipment will draw more juice, so you'll need to expand the power network with more reactors and batteries to cope, and you'll need more crew to do the work. If you run out of metal ingots, you should be able to buy raw materials from the open marketplace. You can also buy more scrap, but you'll also find metallic minerals for sale, which can be smelted into metal ingots. Start smelting minerals. Produce 200 Stargate frames. Sell Stargate frames. It is keeping kind of a running total here. Okay, so let's go ahead. We do have some metal ore on board, so we'll fire that up. And let's move that over to here. Okay, well then there's no reason for us to stop this from running for now. So we'll just let this run. And then let's go ahead and it's counting. I heard that thing. It's like, is there a timer? Okay, so if we look here now, we're going to see Stargate frames. We can actually just sell them. So you make money while you're doing this. So I'm not too worried about the money aspect. So let's go ahead and we're going to clean up our interior here a little bit. So if I'm in erase mode, can I just... Scaffolding, erase. Can I just take all this out and start over? I had some power on scaffolding there, so we'll have to fix that. I don't know if you leave it there like that, if it will keep running or not, but... Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. Let's go ahead and... You know what? Let's do this, though. There we go. Now we're in symmetry mode. Save us half the work. Okay. So theoretically, we can get this to work. Now, let's see what it looks like if we just tie that together like that. Doesn't look horrible. Don't know if I like that. I can deal with that for now. Alright, so let's install. We only have 2 more solar panels, but let's see how they line up. So that is not on the scaffolding, but that is, so. Alright. So hopefully we'll just keep grabbing solar panels as needed to keep our power up. Okay, so the other thing, actually, you know what? Unless we're going to move the station, I'm not going to worry about the thrusters right now. All right, here eventually we're going to have to deal with our water situation, I think. Habitation, yeah, not too bad yet. Okay, so we probably need to clean this up. So equipment, we are going to move over here. That way we'll just have this area open. Where's my solar panel? Why am I... Oh, I installed the 2. Okay, I thought I just had gotten 2 more, but I was misthinking. Alright, let's check our power grid. Yeah, we're doing fine. Okay, so what we're probably going to want to do here is... we could set ourselves up a secondary... How do we want to rebuild this? Well, here's the first thing we're going to do. I'm just going to clear that storage so we can clear that track if we need to. We're going to move the Stargate frame storage just into the hallway here. Let's check on the cruiser. We're making lots of Tillium. We might convert this over to metallic minerals to feed the Stargate. Like we've got mining capability here. It's not a dedicated mining ship, but let's do that. Let's go ahead and switch over to start knocking some metallic minerals out. That way we can feed our foundry here, because we're going to run out here eventually. Okay, so next thing I'm going to do, for right now, let's move our put the storage on the inside here. So move all that stuff over there, guys. All right, so let's try to build. We'll build off of this one. So what we want to do, let's buy some. Is track available? Yep. Track. Robot arms. Oh, we've got the money. Let's also get our... Okay, we're going to do an experiment here. We're going to save. And we're going to try this 2 ways. So, if we go into research, we want to research robot arm and track. So we need 1 research point and 1 compute point. So it's 2 different pieces of equipment. So I need a researcher, a supercomputer, and a station. So we're going to try this with just 1 of each of those things. So 1 science station, 1 supercomputer, and 1 scientist. So we'll confirm that. And we're just going to temporarily put this together. So science station, what's it called? A supercomputer, I think. Supercomputer. All right, I'm going to get a stopwatch out here. There we go. Stopwatch. Okay, so we're doing a little bit of just testing here. Okay, so these are up and running. Oh, it's already doing it. So, okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to start a stopwatch at 5%. And we'll let it run to 10%. We'll just do a 5% test here. And then we're going to do it with 3 and see if buying 3 of everything makes it go 3 times as fast. Because if it is, we'll put a research division in, do all the research stuff, and then we can just sell the equipment and fire the scientists. Not fire, let them move on to their next project. We'll try to keep it nice. Okay, so as soon as it hits 10... All right, I'm at 33.98 seconds, so that's a rough estimate. Okay. So now what we're going to do, we're just going to abandon our game and reload it. So this time, we're going to get 3, 3, and 3. It's 1 million... whatever the currency is. They don't really ever say. It is like that. It's the precious ore symbol. So okay, so let's install three science stations, 3 supercomputers, which I can never see. There they are. Okay, so we're at basically 34. We'll call it 35 seconds, just to round. All right, so now we'll go into research. We'll select factory automation. And we'll start it at 5 as well. I want them to get started. You can see all the scientists moving there in the background, right? So they have to get to their stations, because they have to be at the stations for those to work. The supercomputers will work without them, I think. But I can already see this is going to be faster. Well, it started at 6, so we're already seeing a difference there. We'll go 6 to 11 on this one. Wow, the computation points are going up way quicker. Oh, I see a particular issue here. Okay, I think I see an issue in that I don't think we have enough power. Yep. So what's happening? So it's pulling 210. Let's see. So as part of our test here, and then we'll try this test again. Let's bring our reactor back online here and see what that does. All right, so those things take some power. Yeah, they're taking 210 and we're only producing 180 megawatts. Although it did look like it was going quicker. Okay, let's see if we can still pull any usable data out of this. Okay, so that was 5% in 12 seconds. So, what do we say, 35? So 12, 24. Yeah, so it's about 3 times as fast. So throwing a bunch of resource at it will work. So I'm thinking, given our power issues here, let's take 2 of these offline. So that's 140, 50, 60. Our battery's still not charging though. All right, well, for our first round then we might just need to 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. Okay, we're slowly getting power back in our batteries. Okay. Well, our first round, we might just start with 1, and we can expand later, just from a power standpoint. Once we get our solar panels in place, because we're also going to want to get this up and running. So, okay. Successful test. But I do want to get that started so we can start making tracks. So, okay. Can we buy any solar panels yet? Not yet. So let's go ahead and get 1, 1, and 1, just so we can get that started. And let's go ahead and shut down mining here. And then bring our drones home. Oops, sorry, that one. There we go. So we need 2 things. 1, we're out of isotopes. So we need to go ahead and make some jumps. So we're going to do a resource run. We're not going to run missions. But what we're going to want to buy here are... We'll buy scrap metal, metal ingots, and metallic minerals. And we will buy solar panels. I think that'll be all we need right now. Oh yeah, that rotates so much faster with those additional thrusters. All right, so we'll offload all of that. Bink. You can hear the Stargate frames being made. Yep, we're back to hauling cargoes, Professor H. Actually, we're doing multiple things. We're collecting cargo. We're buying solar panels. So let's do another. We'll buy all your solar panels and all your metal. Scrap metal, metal ingots. There we go. But we're also, by hyperspace jumping, we're collecting hyperspace isotopes, which feeds our chemical lab, which creates FTL, which means we're actually manufacturing those. We've got plenty of Tillium in stock, so we're smelting that down. Yeah, we got quite a little operation going here. And then if you just joined us, we actually now have a space station manufacturing Stargate frames. So we'll get back to that here in a second. Once we do this loop. Because that's what we're getting this stuff for. Is to feed that. They've wrapped a cool story around it. I think they did a good job of, it was an added story. All right, scrap, metal ingots, metal, solar panels. They did a really good job of kind of tutorializing the manufacturing process, because while it's not hard, it is one of the more complex parts of the game, I think. So I think it is a good idea to kind of walk people through it. So if you look here, we've got 36 frames built. Which button is it? Yeah, 36. So now what we're doing is just collecting materials and power. Spending a little bit of money. All right, solar panels done. Resources. Scrap metal. Metal. Two more jumps. We'll have this licked. He power coasted into the docking port. That's pretty impressive. I don't know who that shuttle pilot is, but they're good. Good at what they do. All right, then once we get this round done, we'll go ahead and automate our... Ooh, I should be buying track as well. Track. And robot arms. Kind of forgot about those. We're going to blow through our money pretty quick here. All right, while they're offloading that, here's what we'll do. We'll come over here and we'll just sell fuel. That's 200 grand. Almost 300. And on this ship, we can go ahead and just sell. There's another 100,000. Oh, look at all the jobs our crew has to do. Keeping them busy. Okay, so while they're doing that, let's go ahead and go check on our foundry. Or our foundry ship. Okay, so what we're going to want to do is we're going to take this and we are going to move it into here. I think when we've been reclaiming stuff, has it been putting... I don't know for sure. Alright, well let's dismantle that part. We'll let them manually build stuff for right now. So they'll still do all the stuff. They just now, the crew has to do what the robot arms were doing. So, all right, they're almost done. Fuel's been offloaded. All right, we're almost back up to 1 million again. All right. We'll go ahead and make that jump. All right, let's see. We want solar panels. Resources, metal. Where's the easiest? I'm trying to see if it'd be quicker to get to these without typing them in. Yeah, so industry. I'm not sure we're going to be able to afford to buy those everywhere, but we'll see. What we'll do is we'll sell them back at our home base and then just use what we need. So we're on a little bit of a consolidation run here. I'm probably going to have to give them some more cargo space. So let's go ahead and we'll just convert this over. There you guys go. So you'll see the queuing system, right? These were already all queued, so they didn't change. But now that there's new cargo, as they put new queues in, they're going to pick the closest storage space. So you can see they're not walking near as far. The ones on this side are a little bit closer to that than they are to that. So it's kind of funny. Moving some cargo. So we're still making frames, and we can also sell frames. We're up to 57. So that'll be 120,000, something like that, for selling those. So basically, the shuttle can only unload into these 10 squares. 12 squares. And so until your crew moves something from those... Now, you can set up automated arms to pull this stuff out quicker. So if you were doing these big transfers, you could actually do that where then you would offload it into another section and let your crew get to it later. Not worth it for what we're doing. Normally, you're not going to be buying this many individual items. Right? So because we're buying all the metallics and stuff, it's just a lot of individual pieces. So it's just taking them a while to move all of this stuff. But they're almost done. You can see there's only... And once everything's off the shuttle, they don't have to have moved it from here. You'll see the shuttle takes off. So They can keep working while we're in hyperspace. All right, so I think we've already bought all the resources. Oh, there's some that is in here. And we probably, oh, there's some more solar panels. Industry. All right. Grab some more stuff. So you'll see this drops quick here at the beginning because they're moving the more expensive items. I think we're going to have to give them even more storage space. There we go. You can see the speed difference, right? They're not walking all the way over here and back. They're just putting it at the nearest spots now. Definitely helps. All right. So we'll grab our track and robotic arms. They've restocked some of that. I'm actually surprised how fast these are restocking. All right, we'll make one more jump, collect one more time, and then we'll go back to our home system and then start rearranging stuff, essentially. All right, this one's a long jump. Because the other thing that we are doing then, oh, we're slowly building up isotopes. We're using them as fast as we're... But that's also a moneymaker for us, so... I think we're going to have plenty of solar panels. All right, home again, home again. Little worker bees kick into gear. Now you're going to see the difference. Once we offload all this and put it on the other ship, you're going to see that with 10 workers, they will deal with it a lot quicker. All right, where is our station? Our station is over here. All right, we overshot a little bit, but that's all right. All right, so because we have so much to transfer, and I don't want to do it all twice, we're going to go ahead and do a direct ship transfer here. So we're just going to dock these guys together. Okay. So what we're going to do is up here, I want to set up some storage so that we can offload this stuff pretty quickly. So we're literally just going to turn that into a storage bay. And we'll set up our scientists over here. So let's do that first. So we need to put in our... Did we buy them already or no? Yep. There's the science station. There we go. And the supercomputer. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go to logistics here. And let's transfer over the track first. And then the solar panels. So what we should see is on this ship, our crew is going to grab all that stuff and start dumping it into the shuttle bay. The docking port there. And on this ship, it'll start showing up here. So let's also put in... we'll put our equipment over here. For now. Alright, then let's go ahead and get our robot arm and track research going. And then, I don't know if they brought the solar panel. Yep, there we go, solar panels. Alright, so we're going to run power down there, power down there, power there, power there, power there, and power there. Alright, so now our batteries, actually they were draining based off of that. But now our power grid is much stronger. And I put one in a weird spot. We cannot have that. And I think let's go ahead and... why do I have that view? Oh, probably because I'm there? Maybe. Okay. Editor. Okay, well, that's a little funky. Alright. Well, let's go ahead and build out from here. Are we in symmetry mode? Yeah, we are. Okay, so it's space one, space one. Okay, so a space, then a scaffolding on the end, I think. So space, scaffolding, space, scaffolding, space, scaffolding, space, scaffolding, scaffolding. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we'll put one on the end just so we can see where our alignment is. I think that'll work. It's a little ugly, but that's all right. All right, install solar panels in the right spot. All right, will these align? Looks like that one will. Yep, and that one will. All right. This is looking like a space station now. All right. Do the same thing here. We'll run power down. Power down our rails here. And then plug in the solar panels. All right. I think this one is pretty much self-sufficient. $280, $290. Yeah, well, 300 megawatts of capacity without there. Okay, let's go back to logistics now. Tracks over. Let's start doing resources. Not Tillium. Wow, that's going to take a while. All right, we'll get that started. With that started, then let's go ahead and we're going to dismantle this stuff here. And we're going to rebuild it here. So we've got scrap metal and metallic minerals that are going to get built here. All right, and for right now, we're going to shut these down. Okay, so we need to feed these in order to get stuff out. So we may need to rethink our direction. So let's go ahead and pull these offline. Okay. So we're going to install some track. Then we'll install our smelter. We need short robot arms. And then we'll short robot arm out of that, because those will be ingots. 2 tracks. Into a fabricator. And then we will short arm out of that. Two tracks. Now I'm putting the two tracks in just to give us overflow room, right? So this gets done, it's not being blocked by the next thing. All right, then we need our fabrication tables or assembly tables. Alright, this is going to be tight. Hopefully we can get this. So then we're going to pull out of that. And then if we have track... And I'm out of short robot arms. We've got a ton. We're just going to buy 5, though. So the nice part about this station having 2 docking bays is I've got the big ship docked up there, but the shuttle will come and dock down here. Alright, and I'm just going to install just 1 right now. And then we're going to turn this end into storage of our Stargate frames. Let's see, let's be logical here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Yeah, let's just do a 25 so then we can kind of keep track of that. Alright, the other thing that we're going to do then is we're going to go ahead and sell our first $75. So that's $187,000. That'll help our money. All right, let's go ahead and power this thing up and see what it does to our system here. All right. I knew this would be a very profitable endeavor for us. The Andromeda project is so desperately in need of reliable manufacturing facilities, they are paying a fortune. Now the sales revenue is going to flow through you, but remember our agreement, 50-50. I put a lot of capital in to get us to this point, and I need to start seeing a return. Every time you sell a batch of parts to the Andromeda project, you'll owe me half the revenue. I'd appreciate it if you paid promptly. Holy cow. That is completely new. I'm kind of liking it, actually. He did give us 600 grand, so. You know what? I'll pay. Payment received. Thank you, Captain. You're welcome. I just got the money, so it's not like... Okay. So if I built this correctly, what we need to do is... we will make one of these a scrap metal and one of these a metallic metal. Then we will make this smelt scrap, this smelt metallic. This will make a frame. This will make a frame. This will make a Stargate frame. And this will make a Stargate frame. There we go. How are they doing up here? Still offload. So we've got all this metal now. in storage. Let's check our logistics. They still have tons to move. They're going to be busy for a while. Alright, so let's make sure this is working. Yep, so it's pulling in scrap. Is that going to pull in metal? Yep, that pulled in metal. So then ingots. Okay, that pulled ingots. How long does it take to make... I wonder if we're not feeding the fabricators fast enough. No, I think once this gets up and running, it'll be okay. Yeah, I'm seeing... Okay, let's look here. Yeah, we're getting backups on the tracks. That means this is our blockage, which is fine, right? You can see that it's okay if this line is full, because this is where the rubber meets the road, right? And we've got enough to keep going. Really what's happening is because we've got our crew doing so much other stuff. If we look here, you have to have a crew member here, and so they're not manning the station. So this right now isn't running, so this is all backed up. And that's just because we have them offloading so much cargo right now. You can just see it, right? So that's okay. So while that's doing its thing, let's go check on our fuel ship. We can sell fuel again. Let's check our tanks. We still have quite a bit on board. I think we are draining a little faster than we are making it, but let's see if I can dump that fuel out, and then we'll just shut this one down before they put another one in it, because it's just sitting there being wasted. Once that tank disappears, then we'll just put that one in stop mode so it's not being used. Alright. How's the cruiser doing? Okay. They've gotten most of their stuff loaded. So now it's really just about these guys unloading it. So basically what we have, you can actually see it here. We've just got a bunch of stuff stacked up, waiting to be pushed across the beltway there. So it's mostly just waiting for these guys to offload it. Okay, I think actually we've caught up. So now we have metal. So now what we want to do is we want to transfer over. Alright, what else do we have here? All these robot arms. Don't need the FTL charges. Don't need the food. Don't need the crystals. I don't know why there's one of those, but we'll put that over there as well. Alright, that should be it. So once all that gets transferred, then we'll probably sell some of it back off, because I don't think we need that many. How many extra solar power panels do we end up with? Because we bought a lot. Oh, we only have 8 extras, so it's not like we have tons and tons extra. How is our power grid looking? We're not at capacity. Actually, no, we're doing quite well, actually. All right, so let's check on our researchers then. Oh, they got done. Okay, let's see. What do we want? Tank blueprints. Smart robot arm. Short robot arm. That just speeds up your smelters. We're going to need those for one of the stages, so we'll go ahead and get that cranking. Okay, let's see. How many? So we need to sell 125 still. So how many can we sell? All right, we'll sell 25. You're welcome. All right, so we are at 100 of the 200 that we need to sell. Once we get everything offloaded here, this will get more efficient. And then what we might do is while this is running, then now we can take this ship and we'll go do the Tiddlets mission because that's the other new mission. And we'll just let these guys manufacture away. Look at that. He's just offloading them as they come. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. This is not the most efficient because they're having to haul stuff down here. So here's what we're going to do. We'll go ahead and put in a buffer here. Because that's general cargo up there. We'll go ahead and say, okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 15, 20. Do 25 scrap. And 25 metallic. And then we'll bring metal ingots down there. So that way if there's overflow or extra that are needed, they will pop in. So what this will allow is, as these need to be fed, they can get fed from here. And then as these empty, the bulk storage will get moved over whenever it gets moved over. All right, then the other thing I'm going to do here is we bought probably way too much stuff. Yeah. But if I sell these off, they should actually stay. I want to do a kind of a test here as well, right? Okay, so robot arms, we're not really using any. So I'm going to sell all 45 of those. I'm going to keep, actually let's keep 5 of those. We'll keep 5 of those. And we'll keep, let's keep 10 of each one. So that way we'll have them in case anything goes wrong. We want to keep our track. As a matter of fact, I want to buy track if it's for sale, at least until we can make it. All right, so now we're getting 780,000 back. All right, I think we're done transferring, but let's check that. Anything in the cruiser we want to transfer over? Nope, nope, nope. 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 I don't know where that one ingot is that doesn't seem to want to transfer. We'll see if that'll transfer over or not. Tillium, no. Don't need copper quite yet. We'll have to mine that later. Okay, it showed up, so it must have transferred. Alright, so now what we can do is we can undock this ship. And we'll just pull it out of the way for now. And check on the foundry. Okay, so that's all the robot arms that we're selling. That's what's left of the metal movement project. Okay, let's let that run. So let's go ahead and let's check this ship. Anything we need to sell? We'll sell that stuff off. We're okay there. Alright, once we move our FTL charges here. See, we're out of isotopes again. We've got the crystals. We're just out of isotopes. Then I think what we'll do is let's go do the Tiddlets, because the first of this will be the same. But there's supposed to be two new parts to it, so. And what we can do is we can keep an eye on. Yep, so see they've gotten themselves kind of back to now producing. And so we should knock that part out. And then we'll have to move over to actuators, which means we'll probably have to rebuild our line. Stable isotopes. We're going to have to start collecting those as well. So actually, you know what? Let's convert over. Make fuel. Is that a refinery? That might be a refinery. Let's look. Yep. Okay, so we need a refinery on this ship. So let's go ahead and buy ourselves 2 refineries. Do we have any tanks? Nope, we need some tanks. That's probably fine. Alright. We're going to shut that down for now. And then actually we're probably going to need also a loader. Oh, there's no loaders here. Alright, we'll get one of those later. Alright, let's go to do the Tiddlets. Oh, look at that. That's a great background. I kind of want a screenshot of that. Let's check something here. I know. Give me a second. All right. Oh, can I get my ship off the screen? There we go. Apologies, I am just getting myself a screenshot of that so that I can maybe use it for a thumbnail. All right, let's see what we got here. Here's doing all the way out here. Well, look at this amazing, magnificent ship. Maybe you can help. I'm looking for creatures that usually live on small, isolated asteroids, like the one in this system. You find anything, make sure to tell me. All right. Like maybe that one? So that's a Tiddlet. I don't know if they're materials or salvage. So let's turn them both off because I'm curious to see which one they are. So this is the nice thing about having multiple ships, right? While we're out doing this with this ship, we can actually keep our manufacturing stuff going. My gods, you found them! Oh god, they're still alive. Oh Jesus, there are two of them. Captain, you've made an incredible discovery. We've seen these interstellar life forms before on large asteroids deep in uncharted space, but never alive, and you found a pair. You found them, you were here first. We call them Tiddlets. Okay, a change I do want to make here, though, is we're going to be traveling in system a lot here. So it's time to goose up our ship. Alright, so we're not making... Actually, I'm going to tear this whole thing down for right now because I'm going to rebuild it later anyway. And what this should allow me to do is clear this track as well. So what should happen is as soon as this moves, this arm's going to activate. And it's just going to drag stuff out there. And then my crew should come and grab that. And then it's going to grab some more. Oh, we need to... They're just going to keep reloading it here. So we want to take that storage off so they don't reload it. There we go. And I don't know if they fix this. I'll test it on another save. But sometimes if you would pull the track out from underneath a resource, it would break that resource and it wouldn't be able to work. So, and then while we're at it here, let's go ahead and install our 2 refineries. I'm going to see which way the source on this works. So I might want to flip that around. Refined isotopes. Oh, it needs power. I just want to see your ports. That's all I'm asking for. Okay, that's a good direction. So let's install the other refinery. Refined isotopes. And then for right now, until I get my loader, we're just going to stick these into a tank. And that'll help us for our next stage of our Stargate project. Okay. Help Professor Artemis Toppenberry with his research. Accepted. I should introduce myself. My name is Artemis Toppenberry, and I'm a professor at the Institute of Interstellar Life Forms. We've been trying to find a live Tiddlet for years now. This massive breakthrough will bring the Tiddlets on board and carefully using the logistics drone. Make sure you had to meet with the Institute of Instant Technology. We're at Starbase NG-14. Install. Done. 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 Not done. Okay. So let's see. Are they salvage? They are salvage. Are they materials? Alright, so a Tiddlet is considered salvage because when I turn materials on, Notice my drones don't come out. But if we gather salvage, boom. We launched. We got our Tiddlet. Our system should work for Tiddlets just as well as it works for anything else. So that puts the stuff in. Again, we could automate this better, but here comes the other Tiddlet. Ooh, that one's looking big. All right, there we go. We have Tiddlets. Now, can we store the Tiddlets? We can. So let's create... Where do we want to try to isolate these guys? They're going to spread, so let's just put them... We'll put them up here in the front. Oh, do they not move Tiddlets? Maybe they can't move Tiddlets. All right. That's fine. All right, where do we need to go? Deliver the Tiddlets. All right, that's a pretty short jump. So one of the things about Tiddlets is there's some weird things that happen in hyperspace. All right, let's install our other engine. Okay, we're good to go. You've managed to bring them back. Amazing. I'll be here in a second. Okay, how is our Stargate stuff doing? We've made 179. Oh, now they'll carry the Tiddlets. This is the greatest day of my life, to be the first to discover and study an entirely new life form, one native to deep space. Think of all we can learn from these little creatures. I mean, you get some of the credit for finding them, of course, but I've waited my whole life for the moment like this. $50,000. Now we know where to look, we might be able to find more of them in deep space. The asteroid where you found them has a large iron and aluminum core with some unusual crystalline structures on the outside. There are similar asteroids in the sector that have been recorded. Scanned, nobody would bother to try to mine such worthless rocks. They might have not looked too closely. I think it's worth searching there for these creatures. Investigate, 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 investigate. Deliver Tiddlets. All right. Let's check in on our foundry. So let's go ahead and let's see, we're at 100. So let's sell. Sell 75. That means we have 25 left to manufacture. We'll pay our dues. You're welcome. Check, make sure our power... Okay, so let's go ahead and slow down our production here. So I'm going to quit auto-feeding that now, because we're not going to need it. And... no, let's not dismantle it yet. Let's do a little investigation here, because is actuators we're going to have to make next? Okay, this needs a motor. Stargate frame and a motor. So we're still going to have to be able to make the Stargate frames. How do you make the motor? Motor is 2 metal ingots and 2 copper ingots. So we're going to have to expand our are building here. So maybe another smelter to feed into this one to make motors. So we can keep this line going on Stargate frames. This line going on motors. And then see if we can feed both of these assembly tables. Alright, also let's check. What do we have more of in stock right now? Scrap metal. Actually, sell. We have 147, 129. So let's convert over to... Let's just get rid of that scrap. So we're going to put these both on scrap metal now. Okay. Back to our cruiser. We are here. We need to go there, there, there. All right, let's go here first. That jump is probably going to be enough to kill some of them. But we're going to do this the way it was intended. Are we researching anything? Nope, that got done. What do we have? Tanks, arms. Let's go ahead and get our smelter research going. Up to 50. That's pretty good. Did I turn off our... Nope. Salvage is on. They just jumped out too soon. Alright, let's see if our Tiddlets die. Oh, they lived. Rock and roll. Light them up. 4 engines for a ship that size is quite a bit. Now we still have our one broken drone there. Alright, those are both done. Okay, let's see if we get our first. Watch this. What? Scream, Tiddlets, scream. Oh God, the Tiddlets. Oh my goodness, I hope they're okay. What's happening? Ah, are you kidding me? They've reproduced. We've just witnessed an interstellar life form spontaneously reproducing. Oh, this is just such incredible news. Not on my ship, it's not. But what was the condition? Maybe these ones were already fertile and pregnant? Did you see any mating behaviors? I need to do more analysis. Keep looking, Captain. Bring them all back to us when you're done. Alright, I think bad things are about to happen to our poor Tiddlets now. I'm sorry, guys, especially the babies. Oh, look at the cute little baby Tiddlet. That's like a grandpa. Look at that one. He's huge. And then there's like an adult. Oh, they all grew up. The babies grew up, so hopefully nothing bad will happen to a baby. Oh no, they're catching on fire! No, Captain, what happened? What did you do? I caught the Tiddlets on fire. It looks like they died of shock during the hyperspace jump. Oh goodness, this is such horrible news. Did any of them survive? We'll have to be more careful from now on. Captain, I suggest a maximum hyperspace jump range of 480 light years. While you have these creatures on board, we can't let any more of them perish this way. So I still think this jump to this jump was longer than that. It's just it's scripted that like you pick up the first one, you pick up the second one, you pick up the third one, which I don't think we got credit for. And then the fourth one gives you that condition, right? So it's kind of scripted, so. Alright, well, let's go get these. Maybe I jumped too soon, didn't pick up all the Tiddlets. I don't know. Doesn't look like he gave us credit for it, so. There are the drones, and we're going faster than the drones now. Before, with less engines, we outran the drones, but... Alright, we'll make sure they're all on board before we start our plans. Alright, got credit for that one. Alright, so we'll jump to there. Now every time we jump, they're going to reproduce. I suppose we could jump and just kill a bunch of them if there were too many, but let's see, we got 25 right now. $46. So you can build giant ships and just fill it with Tiddlets. I think they might stop reproducing once they run out of storage space. I'm not sure. Okay, how many isotopes do we need for the Stargate project? We need 100. I don't know if those are in bottles of 1,000 or bottles of 100. Because if it's 100, 1,000, that'd be, oh no, 20 times hyperspace isotopes. We might already have enough stored up here. So let's go ahead and we're going to shut these down for now and just start, because we can always turn them back on if we need more. All right. $69 Tiddlets. All right, where do we need to get back to? Oh, I can't tell if that's in or out there. Guess we'll jump to here. Probably have to jump to there and then to there. What do you want to bet? Yep. Oh, they're definitely filling up the ship. I like their little chatter. I don't know if they're liking that or not. Babies! The ones in the front have babies too? They did. Alright. Okay, I think we've made enough Stargates. So let's shut this line down here. Okay, so we just need to sell 75 more. How many do we have? No, we need to sell 25 more. We have 71. And I don't think we need more of these. Let's double check that before we just dump them. So in this phase, it's Stargate frames. None in that phase. Yeah, let's just go ahead and sell them all off. Even if we have to pay half to the other guy. All right. Make our final jump here. And we'll see a spontaneous birthing of Tiddlets. All right, what do we end up with? 264 Tiddlets. That should make that guy happy. Phase 2 completed on the Stargate. Fantastic work, Captain. I had high expectations, but the process was even more smooth than I had hoped. We've made ourselves known to the Andromeda project now, but this is just the beginning. The later phases of this project will no doubt be more involved, but we are perfectly positioned to capitalize on this opportunity, and there is a lot of opportunity to be had. There are individuals behind the mega project with wealth and resources far beyond my comprehension, but their ambitions far exceeded the capabilities of the other ships and people in this sector. They are going to need our help. I'll need you to return control to the station to me now, Captain. We can take a short break and I'll give you a call. I don't like that. When I'm ready to start work on the next phase of the Stargate project. Did I just lose control? Okay, that is... Man, I had a lot of resources sitting on that station. Hopefully, nothing changes. Alright, well, let's go back to that system and see, is it still here? Alright, we had it sitting over here somewhere. No, actually, this isn't the right system. Alright, well, we will see how that goes. Alright, we're going to go ahead and boost speed here. Hopefully, cross my fingers, everything is... It basically returns it in the same condition it was, because we had a lot of extra metal things sitting around and things like that, so... Alright, so now my crew is just running around collecting Tiddlets. Oh, he's already calling us back, so that's a good sign. Captain, I think it's time we resumed work on the Stargate contract. I've had a look ahead at the next phase. It's a huge step. Give me a call when you're ready to continue work. Welcome back, Captain. I've been taking a look at the schematics published by the Andromeda Project. The next phase is going to need a huge upgrade to our facilities. However, nothing they're asking to produce is impossible, and I have a strong personal interest. I'm seeing this project completed. The sooner the better. The Andromeda Project have released specifications for 3 different components. We need to manufacture large quantities of all 3 to complete this phase, and each will require a different industrial setup. Manufacture Stargate actuators. Manufacture Stargate resin. Manufacture stable isotopes. First part of the Stargate actuator, there's something we can manufacture in our existing factory station. Although it is a more complex production chain, there won't be nearly enough resources available in the marketplace, so we'll have to mine the local belt for minerals. First step is to travel to the factory, and I'll reactivate controls so we can resume work. Second part is chemical compound. They're called Stargate resin. It's synthesized in the chemical lab. First need high volumes of metreon gas. We can do that. It's found only in deep space nebulas. My thinking is to buy a suitable fuselage from the shipyard and then convert it to a dedicated gas capture and refining facility. We have that. There's a good ship nearby. You can buy it on my behalf and then set it up, and we'll drop it off in a rich gas cloud and leave it running. Okay, well, we might have to just do their version then. The final requirement is a few barrels of stable isotopes. These are easily captured during routine FTL travel. I think you can take care of that one yourself, but if necessary, I can talk you through it. Time is now of the essence, Captain. All 3 parts need to be produced, and I'm more of a hurry than you may realize. Keep me informed. We need to produce 100 stable isotopes. This is a chemical compound we must synthesize and deliver in barrels to the Andromeda Project. Let's just speed that up. It's still taking forever. It's not too complex. It starts with hyperspace scoop on, or several ideally, and you can fit on your vessels. Every time you make an FTL jump, you'll collect more. You pass through deep space at light speed. You can pipe those isotopes to a refinery and convert them to stable isotopes. The final stage is to install a loader or 2, set them to unload. This will instruct your crew to barrel up the stable isotopes, store them in the cargo hold so you can easily sell them on the marketplace. Alright, done and done. Alright, once we deliver the Tiddlets, we will jump over to the core system. Looks like we're going to have to build a dedicated resin ship, so we can't just use our fuel ship. It would take some re-engineering because we do have a lot of that pre-plumbed for fuel, so might be easier just to build a new ship anyway. Alright, cleared the Tiddlets off the ship. Incredible work, Captain. I can't believe how much we've seen in such a short period of time. I've been analyzing the onboard sensor data while you were traveling around. They don't exhibit any sort of physical mating behavior, but there's a detectable energy exchange going on, and always between groups of 3. They must be reproducing through some kind of telepathy, and only in triplets and only in hyperspace. No wonder they're such a rare creature. Finds will make an incredible research paper, Captain. I'll be sure to credit you and the pilot who found the first living specimens. I would offer to name the creature after you, but they already have a name, so apologies for not being able to honor that tradition. You'll be getting a call from Dr. Swanson very soon. He funds my lab and all my research, and talked him into directing some of the research grant to you as fair reward. All right. Captain, on behalf of the Institute for Interstellar Life, thank you. A monumental discovery. Now let's talk real. Scientists like Artemis can take all the credit and bask in the glory of their peers. You name not appear. If your name does appear and show up in the research paper, you can bet it will be the very last page in the smallest font available. And despite funding his work for years, my name will be even lower. It's fine, really. We just have different names. You can have all the glory I'm interested in the breakthroughs, the science that comes with these discoveries, the potential. Anyways, thank you for your work, Captain. Here's the reward for your efforts. I don't remember how much you get for this one. 150 grand, not too bad. Alright, I think we can go. Actually, we need to. We'll just check it while we're here. Alright, we'll make sure we don't have any of those on board in some kind of partial. Because if we do, they should... Yep, see, we had a partial in there. So that'll clear that partial out of our inventory. And now what we'll do is we will set up stable isotopes. How many do we need? 100? 100. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Oop, that's the wrong thing. There we go. Now what we'll do is we'll put these into unload mode. Oh yeah, these are only 100. So we're going to need 100, 1,000. So that's 1, 2, 100, 1,000. So we're going to need 10,000 if I'm doing the math right. So that should give us 30. All right. Let's fire these back up. Get them cranking. Okay, let's see. What else do we need to do? We need to go ahead and make our jump. Three, 6, 5, 7, 8, 9. We're going to be pretty close here. We're hoping to run some more experiments on the new life form I discovered, the top-buried Tiddlet. Oh, he named it after himself. If you could visit my institute, I have a contact that might be of interest to you. Alright, take control of the station. Okay. Makes me happy. It looks like everything that we had here is still here. We need to manufacture 250 Stargate actuators. They're made on an assembly table as normal, and they require a Stargate frame and a motor. Motors can be made in the fabricators, but we're going to need a huge volume of metal and copper ingots, far more than we will be able to buy in the open marketplace. I propose we expand and upgrade the station to a mining facility. If we install engines, we can move to the rich asteroid vein. Then mining lasers and logistics drones will give us the capability to harvest the raw materials we need. You'll need more metallic minerals and copper minerals. Then melt those materials into ingots into smelters, and you can fabricate the motors and frames, and finally assemble them into Stargate actuators. I'll release some more seed capital to cover the cost of the upgrade, but you can take care of the details. Alright. Looks like we're going to have to do some of these things. We don't need to do some of these things, but we probably are going to have to. So let's see, our research got done, so let's go ahead and fire up a next level of that one. Okay, let's see, what order do we want to tackle this in? Like, if we don't do some of these things, will it let us go ahead and meet the requirements or not? Right, well, the first thing we're going to need is another smelter. So let's go ahead and we're going to pull... I think we're going to pull this down. And then we'll put everything into storage. All right, let's see. Small robot arm. Short robot arm, there we go. All right, let's see. So right now, let's go ahead and we're going to need copper. What do we have? Metallic, 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 tillium. I know there's a copper vein here somewhere. Tillium and tillium. Definitely more tillium spawned. Precious. There's copper. Copper, copper. Oh yeah, this is all copper. Whoa, back it up there, little big boy. All right, let's rock and roll. All right, what would they mine? They can hit the precious. What if we rotate? There we go. So now if I set it to auto, they can only hit these copper deposits, right? So we'll just set these all to auto. Then I don't have to worry about it mining what we don't want. Okay, so we'll get that cranking. Okay, so we're going to need probably another smelter. Okay, Stargate resin. So we'll have to build the other ship for that. All right. So let's install a smelter. We're going to build this a little different. I'm going to build horizontal. We're going to need a smelter, fabricator, to make motors. And then that's going to feed into an assembly table. Stargate frame and a motor. Alright, so let's install we'll start here on the inside this time. That'll give us 3. Make that a separate line. Okay, so this will be our copper and our metal. So we need to feed in we're going to shorten our line here a little bit though. Instead of 2, we're only going to use 1. Short robot arm. Actually, that won't quite work. Yeah, we are going to double up there. Alright, so then we need a fabricator. Okay, so this will make metal and copper. This one's going to make metal. So let's see, we go short robot arm. Alright, then that will go into a fabricator. Oops. Fabricator, fabricator, fabricator. There we go. Alright, so this one is going to make motors. So we have metal. We got minerals. Yeah, copper, metal. Those will feed in to make motors. We got metal that will feed in to make frames. And then what we need is both of those things feeding our construction or our assembly tables. So we're going to do something a little bit different here that we haven't done before. We're going to place our assembly tables here. We're still going to short arm these out. To there. Then we're going to feed into here. We're going to use the smart arms. Actually, I don't think we need to use smart arms. We do a single track. It should just grab what it needs. Alright, so let's create a track. We need short arms. So short arms are going to come out of here and here. Are those smart arms? Those are smart arms. I don't want smart arms. I picked the wrong ones. Short arms. Trek. Are we out of track? Alright, maybe I got a little too ambitious here. Let's see, we need to make track. We could make track, but I don't want to reset up another line for that, so we'll hold off here a little bit. Alright, that'll work. Yeah, we're one track short, but this will get at least us up and running here. Alright, so now we set this to make actuators, and this to make actuators, and we'll double check to make sure that's what we're supposed to be making. Actuators. Okay, so now what should happen, assuming our timing's okay on this, make motor 15 seconds. Make frames. There's these 10 seconds. Okay, we might get a little overloaded on frames. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. We got a motor in there. What are my people doing? Nothing right now. Oh, wait, I need Stargate frames. Oh, man. Okay. We need to shut this down. Okay, so what we need to do is pull everything off that track. We got one more step we need to put in. So we're going to need another fabricator. I thought it was just frames, not Stargate frames. Alright, so this is working. It'll pull everything off. Now, we could put smart arms so it only loads the ones you want, but it's not going to make that big of a difference, so... Okay, we are getting close to our ending time, so let's get this working, and then we'll probably call it. And then we'll pick up the next Tiddlet and construction missions on the next one. Okay. So we need to add one more step to this process. Actually, that can stay there. Oh, I wasn't quick enough. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We need another fabricator. And just to make sure I'm doing this right, we'll put that up there so I can look at it. Let's see. Short robot arm. We're one track short. You know what? Let's just... Actually, we might have to... Nah, we don't necessarily have to move all this. I think we can still get this all wedged in here. All right. Nope, this needs to move down one. Now, all the stuff we're doing right now is not required. You could do this with just letting your crew put all the stuff in. It's just kind of fun to try to get everything wired up correctly. So if you wanted to, you could just have your crew put the stuff in the machines. You don't need all these arms and tracks and stuff like that. But it is nice to... Okay, actuator, a motor, Stargate frame. Okay, so we want this one. No, crap, I messed this up again. The Stargate frame has to come out of... Alright. I should have read ahead a little bit farther. We're going to undo this lower part. So this is fine. Up to here, we're fine. But what we need to do now is we need to install an assembly table. That's what we need. And then this, we don't need near the complexity that I was trying to build, so. Install. I don't think we'll ever have this much overhead, but I messed that up just a little bit. But we're not moving it all again, so that'll work. You can do this without the tracks. You can just make them just go directly into machine to machine, which is probably what we should have done. But this takes out any like overage that we might get. Okay. Storage. We want scrap metal, and copper minerals. That'll get us started. Okay, so we want this to make Stargate frames. Okay, so smelter smelts, fabricates a frame. Frames go into here and make Stargate frames. Stargate frames feed into here. This takes copper minerals, metal, both of those. This will make motors. Motors feed into here and feed into there. Okay. I think we're up and running. Oh, we're running out of fuel. Not really, but... Okay, so what we're going to do is we got to be sitting on some copper here, right? Or have we smelted it all? Oh, we smelted a bunch of it. Copper ingots. We got 45. And fuel. Alright, let's switch this over to precious to clear out our precious. And then if we need to, we can just trade the copper over to the other ship because it has a smelter. Alright, manufacture stable isotopes. How's that going? Oh, we can sell those as well. Stable isotopes. We'll sell 50 of those. But yeah, we're out of stuff. We're gonna have to make a jump. So building a mining ship is probably what we would need to do. Alright. There's a ship for sale here that's perfect for our gas collection enterprise. Let's buy it and add it to the fleet. There's a situation brewing over the factory in the asteroid belt. You better take a look. What's the situation? Oh, this is the ship that it wants us to buy. Gas collector. Okay. Buy gas fuselage. Let's go ahead and sell off our fuel here, though. Okay, we are... Yeah, we're still not losing that much, so... Holy cow, there's so much going on here. Is he there? Alexander, where is he? I'm not going to ask again. I demand to speak to Alexander Ellister immediately. I am armed. I'll talk to him. Raymond, it's been quite a while. How have you been? How have I been? You know exactly how I've been. I'm here to collect my share. There's a lot going on right now. Captain, I'll take care of this. My private security are on their way. I'll keep him talking, but there's no need for bloodshed. Good, because I don't have combat capabilities. The designs were mine. The patents were mine. All of it's been built on my work. You were compensated for your work, Raymond. You signed the contract. For pennies, you screwed me, and now it's worth millions. I want my share. Deal me 10% ownership of this new venture of yours. I'll be reasonable, but the law is on my side. Don't make me shut you down, Alexander. This is private security vessel Dogma under exclusive contract to AGE Industries. Yeah, Dogma looks to be armed. Holy cow! Okay, so the brewing in the asteroid field just assumes that you have been mining with this ship. And we were not, but... Dude, I don't think you want to go against that, man. Like, he's in battle station. So this is the new UI. You can see on this ship how much easier it is to see the guns and what they are. These guys haven't armed themselves up yet. We'll see what happens. You're operating in a dangerous and threatening matter in the vicinity of an AGE corporate facility. You are ordered to stand down and withdraw immediately. You are authorized by Deep Space Convention to use deadly force in defense of our client's assets. There will be no further warning. Oh, they're all armed now. Look at that. Holy cow, dude. You do not want to go up against this. I don't think I can... Yeah, I can't... Oh, yeah, we can kind of move if we wanted to. Okay, we'll just leave ourselves there. I'm going to assume that if these guys open up, this guy's got no shot. I'll be coming for you, Alexander, and this time I'm not asking for 10%. I want it all. I think he's just going to jump out. Alright, that's a twist I didn't expect. Yeah, that was aligning FTL. Boom. Gone. Well, AGE Enterprises has got some capital here. All right, well, that was a twist. That's actually not a bad spot. If we've got our manufacturing line here working, let's make sure. Oh, it might help if we actually turned this on. Okay, so now it's feeding in the 2 things we need, but we now have a backlog of stuff, which is actually kind of good. We want these chains to be basically full so they can feed this table everything that they need, right? The only thing I'd probably improve on this is I'd put more track there, but... Okay, so let's go ahead and in storage, we are now making Stargate actuators. So we'll just say put those up there. That way we can keep track of them. We're up to 3 million somehow. Okay, what's this ship doing? Alright, we're smelting precious ore now. So now we have... Why are we not... Oh, see, that's the thing I didn't want you guys to do. So, quit mining the precious ore. We want the copper. There we go. Okay, so I thought I had that aligned correctly, but I was just touching the precious. That's why we've gotten so much precious. That being said, it's not a horrible thing. Because precious ore sells well. And we're smelting it down now. So we'll use this to make some money. Next time we're going to have to make some more jumps because we're out of isotopes. But we'll let this mine for a bit. And then as we start collecting copper, we can sell it off. So what we'll do is like our precious metals here, right? We can dump those. And once we start to get these stacks of copper, if we sell those here, research is done. Oh, let's see. What do we want? Tanks? Let's do some tanks next. Right, so if we sell off our copper here, then what we can do is we can come over to this ship. And all that copper we just sold, you can see the number actually popped up while we were sitting here, right? We can just buy here. We'll buy the scrap too. And then we're probably getting close to being out of scrap, it looks like. But we do have a lot of metallic left. So let's go ahead and let's convert this line over to metallic minerals. And then we'll do storage. We'll feed metallic there. And we'll keep feeding scrap there. But this is why it's nice to have these backlogs, right? So when we make these changes, like right now we're not smelting anything, but we still have this stuff in place, right? Now this will be firing again, and then once we burn through all of our scrap, we can convert that one over to metallic, and this just kind of keeps cranking, right? So we're just cranking out actuators. Is that one not working? Oh, that's a smart arm, so I messed that one up. Okay. Let's pull that one out. So you can see their hand putting stuff in. So the line is still working, it's just not automated. But it's slowing everything down, right? Although it is allowing me to burn through some of the frames we have in storage, so. Let's cable that up. We're going to shut that down here for a second. Because they will use the stuff that's in storage. So how many do we have right now? Let's see, frames. Yeah, so we have 2 frames and 4 Stargate frames in storage. So what we could do here is if we... Let's take this offline for a second. And so what will happen is we're not making Stargate frames right now, right? But there's still a Stargate frame in here, and now somebody will bring one in. You're back? I'm probably about done. Alright, so that should be our last Stargate frame that we have in stock. So now this one is going to not have the pieces it needs. So let's go ahead and fire this back up. I got a little bit left, but yeah, I'm probably going to cut out here within 10 minutes. Okay, so now this is feeding the Stargate frames in. So now we'll burn through our frames that are in storage here, just to clean up our inventory here a little bit. And once they quit bringing frames in... Okay, they're pulling them out of here, which means we might not have any more in storage. Alright, so let's go ahead and fire this back up. Okay, so what do our pipelines look like now? Looks like we're out of scrap metal. So let's go ahead and switch this over to metallics. And we'll switch this over to metallics. That'll keep that going. Alright, so this has been cranking through copper now. So hopefully... There we go. We can sell those 25 copper. Now again, we're only selling it because we're just going to transfer it. This just saves me from having to drive over there and do it. So what we'll do is we'll just offload onto this shuttle onto the marketplace. And then we'll buy it on the other ship. Yeah, we have plenty of copper coming in there, so... Alright, so now that that's done, we can go back over to the foundry ship. And now we can just say, I want to buy copper. And all that copper we just sold is just sitting there. We could just buy copper ingots as well. Let's do both. So then what that'll do is as soon as that copper comes in here, there's our copper. And onto the belt it goes. Into the smelter it goes. The smelter will heat up. And there we go. So now it's smelting. Once we get a copper ingot, it'll pop out onto the belt. And then this is creating motors. And as soon as, you know, that belt is free, you know, we always have these 2 in reserve. This is probably our blockage right now. We're pretty good, though. This is full. That could use another one. There we go. That's full. This is blocked, which means we have frames. We've got people moving stuff, so really it's like this is probably the one that needs the most work, but we're always good here. And then they're feeding in the copper. All right, that is all running as intended. So let's check our Stargate project. All right, we've got half of our isotopes done. We're working on the actuators. Stargate resin we have to build the new ship for. We'll do that next time. Let's go ahead and check our progress on actuators. So we have to sell how many? So 250? Let's do our first 25. Because again, it just clears out our inventory, right? So they're just sitting here. They're not doing anything. We have to sell them all in eventually anyway. And so there they'll go. We'll pay our 50% to our partner. So this line is in business. Actually, what else do we have? Let's clean up our inventory here a little bit. Because we're sitting on stuff I don't think we need on this ship. Copper's good, metallic's good, Tillium ore we don't need. So let's sell that. Sell that. We're sitting on tons of metal ingots. So we don't even need to necessarily get the raw materials. Frames and motors is fine. Right now we don't need that. We never did put our water system in on this. We'll do that next time as well. Alright, let's sell that stuff off. So if we run out of raw materials, so let's say this belt, we run out of this, so this quits feeding here. Our people will manually put stuff into that fabricator. So if we don't have copper and metal here feeding in, it'll use our overage to feed these. So we're in pretty good shape there. So now it's just a matter of these cranking out. So what we'll do next time, let's start to get our plan in place. We do need to... Where did it go? For sale, JMC mining station, new ship, sleek ship. Oh, here we go. Show on map. Oh, we're going to have to go down to the other shipyard and get that ship. So we'll do that next time. And then that will give us our... We can start building our resin. Our main ship can do this. We're halfway through that. Our manufacturing ship can crank through those. And our new ship will do the resin. That's where we'll probably launch next time. We also have, I believe, yep, the next part of Tiddlets. So that'll also be new. Because this is... We've already completed what was in Alpha 11. So that'll be new missions. And the manufacturing, this whole line of the Stargate project is completely different. So this has actually been a lot of rework. So pretty cool. Let's see, Phase 4. This is going to be easy. We'll crank through that in no time. Phase 5. That's actually pretty easy. That's really easy. That's easy. That's easy. All right, so I think next time we should be able to complete the Stargate project, complete the Tiddlets, and then we'll probably do Black Hole Sun again as well. And at that point, we'll have played through all of the story. Then the only other thing we haven't really looked at too closely is the new combat model. It's mostly... The combat is the same. There's some graphical differences, and the aggressiveness of ships, like what you face, is different. They changed the algorithms behind the scenes. So like right now, like this ship, if I was going to sell this ship is worth 6.2 million. And what they were doing is they were using the value of your ship to put in your enemies. And what was happening is like this ship can't fight. There's no weapons on it. And so you were facing really, really hard enemies because of the value of your ship. Now they take the actual combat rating. So we've only got a combat rating of 3 right now. And what what your ship is equipped with weaponry wise, and they use that to spawn in. The other change that they've made is when you jump into one of these hostels, it used to be you fought the one group that was there, and then it became a normal system. These will always be hostile systems, and so once you're done with the fight, then there's a cooldown period, and then you get a timer that says another group's going to jump in, so you can keep fighting. So those are the things we have left. We have the rest of this story, the continuation of this story. I don't think anything has changed here, but we'll do it, and combat. So that'll be what's on tap for tomorrow. And this might just end up being a 3-part series, because we are sitting actually pretty good here. Let's see, can I move this ship without picking up more ore? Let's try. I don't want to get into range. Actually, you know what? We can take these off of auto now. And we'll just say only shoot at that, since it's the only copper left. And then by doing that, I don't have to worry about it taking out the, the precious ore. Like this precious ore here. And then what we'll do is we'll put our ship right up here. So our cannons can still hit it, but now our drones don't have to go so far. Right, so now they're not traveling this far. Because you can see we're knocking the ore out of the asteroid faster than our drones are collecting it. But now, they're going nice and quick. Let's go ahead and crank this up a little bit. How's our storage? Yeah, we're okay on storage. But we're not seeing, again, we're not seeing drones waiting in line. Alright, so our arms are offloading as fast as they can go. Stacking up the ore into piles. The crew comes and grabs the piles, moves them off. You can do multiple offloading as well if you are getting a backup, but you can see at this range, we're not getting much. Like, if you actually look at it, sorry for the noise. Let me mute that. There we go. You can see they just put the little ore in the receptacle there, right? And then that goes, the arm then grabs it, puts it on the belt, then these arms grab it. This would just be if we overloaded the system, but right now, because what's happening is it'll stack the ore, so they're not individual items. So you can see it just keeps adding more to the pile. So this is actually working nice and efficiently. All right, I'm going to turn the audio back on. There we go. Our gas creation, we're making more fuel than we know what to do with here. So let's go ahead and we'll sell off our fuel. So that is going. We have our foundry ship that has plenty of resources. We probably are going to have to do these things, right? So let's go ahead and, so I don't forget to do it, we need to buy an engine. I think we need a drone bay, a drone, and a mining laser. We're not going to use this ship for these things, but it's going to make us, I think, install them. But the way we've set up our ship, we don't need these things. So let's see if I can get away with this. Let's get a save in here. Okay, so what we should be able to do, let's install the engine, the mining laser, and the drone bay. Just to satisfy the requirements here. Now if I dismantle the engine, dismantle the mining laser, and dismantle the drone bay, I've met the requirements of what it wants me to do. And now what we can do is we can just sell that stuff off. So there's the engine, drone bay, and the mining laser. There we go. So we met the requirements. The other thing we probably should do is fix our water system. How much sewage are we sitting on? Yeah, 3,000 sewage. Do we have our tanks? Small tanks. We've got a couple. Alright, where's our habitation deck? Okay, what's at that square right there? Ooh, would that square work? If that works, I think it will. Let's try it. Install our sewage pipe. Where is our sewage pipe? Did I buy one? Water purifier, spacesuit, solar panel. Maybe I didn't. Yeah, you have 0. Okay. Alright, install. Our sewage pipe. And then we will small tank. We'll put in a water treatment. Small tank. Water purifier. And a small tank. Small tank. There we go. And then we'll take down our... Actually, let's actually unload that fuel. Install... Let's put a fuel loader in here. We'll just unload that tank. All right. So if this works, yep, cool. That goes to there. That goes to there. That goes to there. So we're pumping our sewage out now. The 3,500 that we had. Then that's being treated. Let's go ahead and put some storage in for compost. Because I want to keep the compost, because the other thing we would like to do with this is potentially put in a hydroponics garden. No overage there. So we should be good here. All right, let's do our last sale of the evening. Oh, we're gonna get one more, because this will put us at 100, I think. There it is. Sell those off. We owe 525,000 to our benefactor. Oh, look at that. So much copper. Actually, it looks like... Yeah, actually, it looks like we have mined out that copper. Let's see if there's any more copper. We shouldn't need... Yeah, there is more copper if we need to come back. Alright, so we'll go ahead and collect this copper. Let's just shut down mining, though. There we go. Alright, so now our drones are going to go and collect what? What are they going off to? Are they going all the way out here? Come back. There you go. We'll let them get back in the ship. There we go. Alright, let's go park this guy over here. That way our ships are close to each other. Alright, everything is working good. Our power grid is solid. We're completely solar powered. I think this is a good place to call it. So this will keep manufacturing. Actually, are they still offloading copper? Yeah, let's get this copper transfer done. And then we'll get the copper onto the other ship. Let's see, let's sell off the rest of the copper, our copper ingots, the compost, our precious metals, alright, that's pretty good. Just do an inventory cleanup pass here before we call it. Alright, while that's happening, let's check our fuel ship. This one we can just do... We just let that go in the background. We don't care. And then on the foundry, we're going to go ahead and purchase all that copper, all that compost. You can see as we sell them, they're popping back in. We'll grab those ingots just in case. Eventually, I think we're just going to end up selling a lot of this off because we're just going to have extra. Alright, once all this transfer is complete, we haven't checked our resources here in a while. Yeah, that's all actually sitting really pretty good. The ship could probably use some fuel though. Let's go ahead and buy fuel. Turn them loose. What are you doing? Oh, extra ingots. Any bottlenecks here? Doesn't look like it. Well, I think we've sold another 25. Or made another 25. Alright, now we're just at the mercy of our little dudes running around the space station. Alright, so while this is taking place, as we kind of wrap up, so this has been the last Starship. It's in Alpha 12. A couple of things. It does have a demo available now if you want to try it out. If you do decide to play the demo and purchase the game, your progress in the demo will continue. Although, again, it's still an alpha, so things might change. I've started over many times, you know, as they add new stuff or change things and different things like that. So, you know, that is kind of part of being in an alpha style game. Let's check our... Yeah, we're going to let this run before we bother to add water to this system. But keep that in mind. You know, it is, if you do want to try it out, you can try out the Alpha 12 demo. You don't have to purchase the early access game. So I don't know how much more they're going to change. They seem to be in a refinement stage now, which is kind of nice. So, all right, there's something hung up here. This happens on occasion. So what we'll do is if we jump, okay, so we just have to be in this system. We can buy that fuselage. So yeah, if you are interested in playing the game, it is available via demo and via early access. It's a paid early access, so you essentially buy the game. But that is something to consider if you are interested in it. When we kick off tomorrow, we will hopefully finish the Stargate project story. Because I think we have enough manufacturing outside of the steps that they're going to make us do. We have enough manufacturing capability to basically build out the rest of the steps. We're pretty robust right now. So we'll do that. Then we will actually do the rest of the Tiddlets. We got the Tiddlets story arc that we're kind of working on. We probably should. We haven't done it. We'll go and see if the comet is still there. And I can show you how you can mine the comet and collect the water, which is kind of cool. Start some research. And I think that, and then if we want to do Black Hole Sun, we can. Although I don't think there's any changes that have happened to that one. So it's the same mission, but we'll do it out of completeness. This is why sometimes I'll actually run with 2 FTL drives, because then you always have one ready. So we'll make a loop here. All we're really doing right now is collecting these isotopes. Are these refineries running? Yeah, those refineries are running. We're offloading those. Because that's one of the things we do need for the Stargate project. How many have we sold so far? Oh, we're up to 72. So we still need a few. But again, that's a pretty easy thing. It's just a matter of making these jumps to collect the isotopes. So we're sitting on about 5,000 now. So that'll probably be enough to finish that. Alright, we'll go park our ship back over next to our buddy. Okay, so that's kind of the plan for next time. We should be able to get Stargate project. Let's see, we're on phase 3 right now. We're halfway. Need to build that ship. We're halfway there. these we're going to crank out fast, I think. Yeah, frames and motors. Frames. And that's just making ore, which we can do pretty easy. More ore. Really easy. Isn't that what we're doing right now? No, Stargate resin. Yeah, stable isotopes. Oh, this is just the raw isotopes. That'll be really, really easy. These aren't too bad to manufacture. A little bit more on the steps. And then you build that, and that's the end of the Stargate project. So, all right, everyone. Hopefully you're enjoying the new look of the Alpha 12 compared to the Alpha 11. A lot of things are similar, but you're definitely seeing some updates on what's going on. So that part is kind of cool. With that being said, I think we're going to go ahead and call it a night. Are we out of... Yeah, we're out of metallic minerals, but we have tons of metallic ore. So what we'll do here, just make one last change before we call it, because they're hand loading these in now. So what we can do is we can just say metal ingots, put one there and put one there. And so now what's going to happen is instead of the arms loading them, because we don't have any metallic, like the copper's still loading in, so we want to keep smelting that. This will just bypass the smelters, right? So it'll do the same thing, and it'll keep feeding our machines. It's just right now we'll have the people do it, right? So what they should do here is they'll eventually catch up and just keep stacking the metal ingots on the belt. If we go to this view, you can see, you know, once you get these stacked up, then they'll quit bringing them over. But it'll keep feeding the machines. There we go. So now they're full. And then every time the belt or the arm takes one, like this is blocked, but as soon as that takes one, that takes one, that takes one, then they have to refeed these machines. So, all right, everyone. Thank you so much for all the support. We appreciate the support of both the channel and the game. Definitely give love to the developers. It's a small indie company out of the UK, so geeky there in your neck of the woods. But they, you know, do some amazing stuff for being such a small team. The quality of life updates, this map change alone was awesome. So the quality of life updates that you're seeing in the game are absolutely amazing. And they're really starting to, I think, hone in on the gameplay that they want. It's been a lot of fun to play. It's been a lot of fun to see the changes over time. So with that being said, we will leave you as we always leave you. Be a part of the community. Go watch, play, or create something great. And we'll see you guys tomorrow night.